then we're not even gonna try.
Yeah, that's my thing too. It's like, let's have something develop. Let's have a meta develop. Let's see if people can work around it. If it comes to the point where it's so overpowered you cannot do anything against it, I would be down to GA it 100%. But we didn't even try. That's kind of my, I don't know. That's my stance on it.
How does that make any sense?
Like, we didn't even try.
Does that make any fucking sense? It doesn't. Why? Because they're all fucking morons. They're all dumb as rocks. So it's just it's super frustrating. It's super fucking frustrating. And they all sit there on their fucking, not all of them, okay? Some of them sit there on their high horse.
What's good, JD?
Their shit don't stink, bro. I think their shit don't fucking stink. You know, and it's funny, bro. It's honestly fucking hilarious. It's honestly comedy. TJ tweet.
And more than anything, I've never seen another esport where the players are so ignorant to what the community wants and completely disregarded community opinions, especially when people in the press community are calling out the players too. I think you're comparing apples to oranges, unfortunately. I see where you're going, but at the end of the day, these other esports are designed for competitive in the first place. So we don't have to worry about the players aren't making decisions that create the game itself. You see what I'm saying? This is very unique to Call of Duty because of the essence of how Call of Duty is created and how we need to shape it for competitive.
Would love to see.
So those other esports don't even have the opportunity to do something like that, right? Like it's just the game. Like League of Legends, they make a patch. If it's completely broken, the league disables it because they realize it's broken. But at the end of the day, most of the time it's just, and that's broken as in like broken mechanic. Like you cannot play the champion. If it's just overpowered, it just gets fucking used or it gets banned. But that, again, it's made for competitive. The developers are specifically designing it for competitive. Personally, I think you need to have at least, I don't know,
I was even telling them,
5 reps of the map before playing it. 5 reps of actually playing a sniper or something. I don't know.
Bro, I don't even need the flank.
Maybe this is I mean, again, I'm not a player, so I don't know what it's like where it's like, oh, he's just shutting down that area of the map. But to me, as someone who's watching the game from the outside perspective, I'm like, okay, how the fuck can we not die to the sniper every round? How do we actually counter this?
Right now, today, I can disappear forever.
And maybe there isn't, but like the fact that we didn't even, I don't know, a meta didn't even develop for that. You know what I mean?
Come back.
That's what Shotzi was saying too. Yeah, I think Shotzi. I mean, Ann had a really good way of saying it. He was kind of had the same mindset as me with how I wanted to say it, but I mean, I guess we were in the same talk, so it kind of makes sense. I'll put his reaction up.
Real answer for the sniper dude, I want it in. Obviously, like, it helps you guys. That's like half of it. But the other half is like, because one, it's fucking Call of Duty at the end of the day. We're playing fucking video games, bro. Like, shit's just naturally gonna be broken in the fucking, in like Valorant as well. Like, the chamber was fucking broken. Did they GA that shit? Fuck no. Eventually, they nerfed it. It took a fucking couple months, but pro just had to adapt. It's kind of just like...
It's more of the adapting thing for me.
It's like protocol. Everyone's fucking like, oh my god, protocol. You just go by
like, we didn't even have time to adapt.
Fucking whatever the fuck. Okay, it's fine. Let them have the fucking bomb site. Let them have the bomb site. Just play retake or something. Like, I feel like people don't understand, like, there's much more than just like, oh man, I could just hold across and no one could cross. Like, yeah, bro, that's how SNE is played. You fucking idiots. You're supposed to adapt. Like, for example, the finals that we put against fucking Ernie in them, right? He pulled out a sniper and yeah, he ran our shit with that.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying. I didn't realize he said this, but this is exactly what I was saying. Dude, Scrap literally just had our shit on Skyline, but we had never gotten in that situation before. So our thinking afterwards was, how the fuck do we not let this guy take over like that? Not, this is so broken, get this shit out of here. We just lost because of a sniper, you know?
And be like, holy fucking shit, like, we lost because of the snipe. Like, that, at least that was my mindset. It's like, yo, how could we, like, if he snipes this round, like, how could we work off that? Like, what should we do to counter him, essentially? That's, like, the way that I look at it. And then, like, people saying, like, oh, it's, like, fucking one guy could take over and shit like that. It's just how, like,
and who knows? Maybe, okay, let's say we played 2 weeks with it, and every time a Skyline is played, that player rushes that angle, gets the snipe, and everyone's just chalked. Okay, now it's a different discussion. Now it's like, okay, everyone's hitting this shit. Every time he pulls out a sniper, it's godlike, it's OP, 100%. We didn't even try that. That's my point. Like, it's like, it can be OP, don't get me wrong, But we haven't even
CS.
seen it
You
yet.
just adapt, bro.
Like, we haven't
even
even
last
like
year, they're talking about
really
Gene hybrid. I was the only one
seen
on
it be
At
that
least we
overpowered
popular at
yet.
First, but like, bro, can we
With
be
something
serious?
developed.
We're G'ing the game. People are actually questioning it. I'm like, damn, y'all not even trying to play the game. That's kind of why I said like fake ass gamers, because like, bro, people you like some of these pro legit play scrims and like get the fuck off. Everyone's their own person or whatever, dude. But I feel like people like that shouldn't really have a say, dude.
But at the end of the day, like obviously it sucks it got GA because I like to see a meta with that type of shit develop. But regardless, like we're still gonna adapt to what we got to do.
Back to school, you're going
with no
back
snipers.
to work, wherever the
Like
fuck
to me,
you
at the end of the day,
from.
it may be selfish because I'm not, personally watching for clips and shit. It adds a new element to think about, and I like that personally. But at the end of the day, like,
Going straight fucking
all
back.
right, now we just gotta move forward 44,
Okay.
no snipers, and figure out what the fuck's the best shit to do.
Tired of just like,
And that's still exciting to
and then
me.
a lot of it, okay, I know a lot of you guys like to clown Lamar.
I do think the
Slasher,
system needs to be more
but
structured.
at least when
100%.
they were around, there was a system. Bro, the GAs worked better years ago when Slasher and Lamar were running that shit, trying to give it a system. Rather than now, which is just a bunch of fucking socially awkward motherfucking pros who
shit.
don't like to fucking talk because they never left their fucking bedrooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Tom is
bro,
actually crashing
leave
out.
the house. Think they even
Chat, I need the league to start. I need VOD so I can watch VOD on stream and review it. Because I'm tired of talking about this GA shit. Why do pros have the right to GA things? Because at the end of the day, it's all self-governed. Because you can just, the whole thing is that if you don't, or if you use it when it's GA'd, you just don't get scrims. It's not a process that's looked over by the CDL. It's a self-governed thing by the teams.
You know what I'm saying?
Or I guess by the
cancel me.
GA committee
Take
or
it up
whatever,
with my
rep chat.
CEO, bro.
Do other esports players have as much power as the COD pros? They don't need to, because the game is created competitive out of the box and it's just played competitive. GAs are necessary, and I'll keep saying that. GAs are necessary. It's when it's over the top and it crosses a line where it becomes insane.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do here, guys?
If GAs weren't a case, I just said this before, but we'd have 8 Kriegs on the map, and no one would want to watch that. Why didn't someone from the league step in? I don't know.
This guy's a moron.
I don't know if it's a dev thing. I don't know if it's an Activision thing.
I've seen more clutches from a sub 1v3 than a sniper. We're really saying a sniper is going to single-handedly win every SD, bro.
Because at the end of the day, let's say someone from the league came in. What are they going to say? You can't GA this, or you have to use this. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what are you going to do about that? What if they say? What if the GA someone from the league is like, you can't GA snipers? Okay, well it's still going to be GA'd because at the end of the day, you're just not going to get scrims or whatever the punishment is. You can't say you have to use snipers because what if I just don't want to use a sniper that round? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no way to police it like that.
Truth. Who's lying? Why are they lying?
Issues that the league churns players in and out fast, that the fringe players and team vote outs for self-interest rather than competitive integrity, 100%. I think previously, back in CWL days, it was different. But nowadays, it definitely feels like everyone is just playing or using these votes for themselves. And, like, rightfully so, there's a lot of money on the line. Like,
why are they like
I'm
this?
not
What's wrong with these
surprised.
guys? These guys are all fucking morons.
But yeah,
bro.
it's not always been like that.
You know what I mean? Dude, Ben, don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me fucking started, bro.
Doesn't that give more power to the top teams? If they break GAs, it's not like teams aren't going to scrim them. That's kind of my argument. I don't know how that would work. Like, if let's say we broke the GA, let's say Bruce sniped game 1 of our CDL season. I don't think teams would give up the scrims to scrim us because we're like still good scrims, right? And think about it this way: rather than playing us, they'd have to play an amateur team because that team is open, or someone would have to play an amateur team. Who's better at scrim practice, us or the amateur team? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think there would be I guess longer term negatives to it, but I don't know. To me, I don't even know if there would be like an issue finding a scrim in that case. It would have to probably be something else. Maybe it's like no warm-up scrims at lands or something for us. I don't know.
The reason I didn't say much in that
I don't know what it would be decided on. I think the players having a vote with the money on the line is a conflict of interest. I don't like the idea of Activision making a rule set, but it has to be objective source with the CDL, not in the hands of the players. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, again, it's just inherently going to be biased with just team voting.
Brother, Ben, I've talked about this
100%.
Troll map, this game is going to be a snooze in 2 months. This game's going to be a snooze. I promise you. All the pros, everybody, I promise you this game will be a snooze fest in 2 to 3 months. I promise.
I mean,
okay, I think this might be overboard. I agree. You're not going to see as many highlight clips and stuff. I don't personally, as a competitive fan, I don't think it'll be a snooze fest. I think he's just crashing out here, but I agree with him where it's like it could be so much more dynamic with the sniper.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Realistically, do you think this issue will be settled? I feel like there should be some sort of hard criteria set for GAs. Like there needs to be set a list of reasons for an item to be GA'd, and if it doesn't meet that criteria and beyond reasonable doubt, then GA'd is valid. The issue will not be settled until there is a more structured way of the whole process, in my opinion. There will not be a significant change in anything.
Nobody actually wants to like try and fix what's going on here. They'd rather just
some pros are actually trying to actively fix this shit.
Like I think the whole idea for Ben and Tommy was that every GA process like this will be either communicated in the same way or they all are in a call with each other. Dude, the GA happened the next day for the knives, and it was still the same shit in the GA chat, where the teams were just voting. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to change without official action. I personally think it needs to be some type of CDL mandated thing. Maybe Spence requires them to all be in the call. Maybe he's the one organizing it, or maybe someone else from the league, or maybe. First off, I think anonymous voting 100% should be the first thing that should happen. It should not be, available in the chat for other people to see what the vote is. Because a lot of times people are just like, okay, it's already 7-0. Like, I can't, like, there's no point in voting. We should just vote for it. And yeah, so I think it needs to be some type of CDL mandated thing if it's going to be more structured. I think it's very reactionary. And I would rather have something develop and we see that it's way too overpowered. Like even that's what I'm saying. Even at the Kason tournament, I don't think the snipe was that overpowered. Maybe again, maybe it will be with more reps, but I feel like it wasn't even like. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't tremendously overpowered at the Kason tournament. Maybe it's different though. Maybe it's different nowadays when they're scrimming. But I heard teams were voting with like 2 scrims of Surge. I think something should at least develop. I'm not saying we have to play a whole stage with it, but at least like a weekend or 2 of matches. Dude, Brandon wasn't even using the sniper every round. That's
you weren't doing that during
kind of
the
my point.
Invitationals,
I feel like if it was OP,
right?
it would.
I didn't see anybody doing that, right? Was anybody doing that?
It would be used every round by
Was
every
anybody
team.
doing that at the flank invitationals? No. Nobody was going off with the sniper like that. You might have your occasions run around with a knife.
I think the only way that it does get changed is if some teams just agree to use the sniper and they don't give a fuck if the other team don't want to scrim him. That's honestly the only way I think that it maybe gets changed and you see a sniper.
Right? Like, yeah.
I think literally that might be the only change or the only possible way.
I see
at this point.
more than sniper.
But then at that point, you run the risk of, okay, you pulled out a sniper and you keep using a sniper. We're just gonna pull out XM4s versus you next time we play, or we're gonna pull out Kriegs next time we play, or whatever is the best weapon that's GA that's not banned. You see what I'm saying? And then it can get ugly. But I think it just needs a couple of teams to actually start it. But I don't know if any team would actually do it. You see what I'm saying? Let's say we play fucking, I don't know. Let's say we play Boston first match and we snipe. Who's our next match? Or I guess the next match was C9 who voted in. But like, let's say we played Minnesota. Minnesota is like, oh, you guys use the GA sniper. We're gonna use 4x and 4s versus you. You see what I'm saying? That's how it would start. Let it be ugly. Fuck it.
Players, bro. You know what I'm
that
saying?
would make for some entertaining games though. Just one in every 3 games is against the team that uses a GA sniper. So it's just 4 Kriegs.
I'm sorry, bro.
4x and 4s.
We were using overkill. We were using snipes. We were using snipes ghost
I'll be like, yo, Brandon, you got the XM4 class back pocket just in case they pull it out? Fuck yeah, JP. Dame is like, yo, Ken, you got that Creek class still?
What the fuck?
I don't know, back pocket maybe.
What is their argument? Their argument, Tony, is that the snipe is OP. That you can lock down the map with it. You can,
I got AG asking before map 3, yo, what's the fucking Creek class?
He was like, what's actually going on?
In the long run, viewership is gonna go down. See, I think the whole viewership is gonna go down thing might be overblown. Personally, I don't think it's gonna go down. I don't think viewership relies on if there's a sniper or not. I think again there might be like some less hype moments, but I still think there's a lot of hype moments 4v4 without a sniper. I personally like the dynamic of trying to adapt to a sniper or like trying to figure it out. But I personally don't think viewership is going to go down drastically or whatever based on the sniper shit.
All his takes right now are fucking terrible. He's telling me that this guy Clay fucking tweeted me. He fucking tweeted me.
Is it that hard to fix smokes, bro? We've been trying to get them to fix smokes every year for fucking since the CDL started. So I guess so. I guess it must be that hard. Why do you think Activision has such a hard time leading more into the comp scene? Because that's not their priority. Again, we are like the 1%, literally.
Fuck up, this is fucking PC lock in.
Back to back.
We are not like CS:GO or Val or League of Legends where the game is made out of the box competitive.
We can do about it, like
that's another thing by Zin. If you don't have a good sniper, why would you want it in? If you are a really good 4v4 team without snipes, why would you want it in? Because again, if you're a really good 4v4 team without snipes, then again,
I'm not. Did they actually want it in or out?
It just doesn't benefit you. So that's the whole point. Chat.
Sniping is so easy.
Why are we talking about or acting snipes are just free upside? They can just completely be useless in the round. Yeah, I mean, again, I would just like to see something develop. I don't think we had enough time for like some type of meta to develop. Again, it can be fucking super OP. I just don't think there was enough evidence right now in like real matches. Why can't Dashy just snipe and break the GA? People will still scrim OpTic. So again, the problem isn't that they won't scrim us. It's that it would just make our matches chaotic if teams wanted to. So like, let's say we play Boston game 1, right? And Bruce pulls out the snipe. And the other team see that, let's say we play fucking FaZe. And they're like, oh, you broke the GA, we're going to use 4 Krigs on you. We're going to use 4 XM4s, which will require us to use 4 XM4s. Then it's like mutually assured destruction. Everyone's just fucking using XM4 or Krig or whatever. It becomes fucking insane. I mean, maybe some people have fun with it, but at the end of the day, it would be fucking chaotic. I'm here for it. Burn it down. You guys, bro.
You're fucking sniping.
It would be fun for a second, and then everyone would be like, "Oh, this is fucking cheese."
Making them retake with a sniper.
But I guess it would create storylines. I don't know.
So when snipers were originally banned,
but again, a very slippery slope. Yeah, slope.
It was 8.
I said out. My personal stance is that we should play with everything in like Call of Duty's meant to be played and let the devs actually balance the fucking game. If something's OP, run 8 of them bitches. If the devs don't fix it, hey, we run 8 of them bitches.
See, that's the problem. That's why GAs need to be. Because you know they're never going to be on top of it as quickly. Like, we're going to play a whole stage with 4 Krigs. That's how it would go. So, I like the idea. In practice and reality, it's just, it's not going to happen.
That's fine.
Bro, because that call is fucking pointless. It was a bunch of people trolling. Half the team.
But I do agree with Clay. Like, half the time, people are just fucking wasting time.
That whole call was fucking trolling, bro.
We need you to.
That's why him and like Austin have just moved away from like the chat, just in general. It's just honestly, the shit I see when Ken shows us is just, I don't know, insane to me.
Trying to convince fucking morons what the right decision is, and it's so fucking
like the biggest thing for me is like, bro, the best example is yesterday the knives get GA'd, fucking 20 minutes later it gets un-GA'd with the 9 votes. Like, what? How does that even happen?
I gave up on that shit like 3 years ago.
How do you quickly switch off of that like instantly?
I don't understand what you want.
Clay, I get that, but we all.
It went from 9 votes to get it GA'd to 9 votes to get it un-GA'd. That doesn't make any sense to me within that time period.
And I completely agree with you, Clay. They're morons.
Zane also had a good point about the non-existent camaraderie between the pros now. I think, yeah, I do think that's a case because I definitely felt that and obviously I wasn't part of the scene as much with the CWL. Like I was still behind the scenes, but I wasn't like working with the team or anything. But I still felt that in terms of like how things would go down GA wise. But now it's like everyone's just doing it based on their own personal gain, which I get because there's a lot more money on the line. But at a certain
And as
point,
soon as you bring it
Hold on.
public, people switch up.
it is
According
just
to
like,
Canada,
okay,
only,
what's
like,
going to
3
benefit our
people
team or
talk
what's
on
not.
GA chat, so I don't know if
And that's how
That's
every
not
team's
fair. That's
operating.
pathetic.
Pretty
That's
much.
fucking pathetic.
No,
Nobody
that's
We
even-
GA the long barrel bar and the FG42, like actual legitimate.
Bro, like legit long barrel bar, like Austin was in the chat earlier. If they GA'd long barrel bar, like, I mean, or if they didn't GA that shit, they literally would have won a ring on Rise.
P
Powered
guns.
weapons.
Because
OP
all of us back in the
But
day,
not everyone is under that same like thinking nowadays. Now it's does it benefit my team or not?
would
We're
actually
reasonable?
just get
I would
rid
have
of
won
stupid
5 in
shit.
a row.
Yes,
There
we're
you have
reasonable
it.
people trying
Bro,
to be
that's what I'm
reasonable now is
saying.
impossible.
It's
I was saying
completely
this
different
to Austin
nowadays.
last night.
And I do think someone in the chat made a good point. It's like the fringe pros where it's like there's constantly new pros going into the into the league and out of the league and bouncing up in challengers and not. They don't want to go back to challengers. They want to make a name for themselves. They want to make a career out of this. 100% agreed. And that's why they're going to try and do what's best for them. But that's just the reality of the situation.
When it was the SWL Slasher Lamar World League, I'm sorry, it was at its best when everybody actually actively.
I do agree with
communicated this
Tom
shit.
and like Austin here in the chat. Like back in the day, it was much more.
Yeah, like we wanted the.
We're just gonna do this for the betterment of the
Now
game,
it's they want to
honestly.
strip the game down.
They're not, I was
bro.
just
Like-
gonna say that.
Like,
That's what I was gonna
there was
say.
a level
They're
of
not friends with each other.
accountability where we'd all
No, I do agree though with this whole point. I think it's a lot more because there are so many people that are entering the league and so many people that are playing for a career in the game. People have kind of sectioned off and you know there are some people that are still friends with other people, but it's a lot different nowadays
sit in a lounge together and watch
because it's more
games,
serious. I mean, there's
shoot
more money on the
shit,
line.
and
There's
I look to my
more,
left and say, Clay, why the fuck do you want that gun
you know,
in? And that doesn't happen
incentive
these
to
days.
keep
They
your
all sit in their
spot.
own
So
calls and
you're
they
not
only
trying
hang
to
out with
like
their
be
teams.
friends with
And
everyone.
it's
You're trying to like
it's
just
one
be with your
big
team, I guess.
selfish fest. There is no
So I get it.
community camaraderie that we all had. Like there was a level of accountability because we were all really good friends.
So
That is not-
people
that
in chat are
shouldn't
saying
be
break.
To be
People
fair,
in chat are
they
saying
don't-
break
they-
GAs,
they
right?
don't have
Dude,
to
there
be
was a lot
friends.
more. There was a lot more tournaments, more LANs where you actually got to see people face to face. You know, hang out with them after the tournament is over, everything like that. Now it's 4 LANs, 5 LANs a year.
They just need to actually like communicate and be adults. And
When
actually figure
franchising
shit out.
happened,
Like think about it, you chat. We literally had a LAN league in World War II, where the teams were literally with each other every day, not only scrimming, but like they were in houses right next to each other, chilling. Now it's just online matches. You see them 5 times, let's say 5 times a year. 5 times a year you see the other teams. Of course, there's not going to be as much
Okay,
camaraderie.
we don't need these people to be friends with each other. In
Not to mention, no one's even playing 8, bro. Chat. I don't know if you remember, but if you watch like 8 streams back in the day, there was legit like minimum 2 games of 8s going on at the same time,
dicks and shit and be,
which is crazy to think about nowadays because no one
No,
They
like
just don't
plays it. There's maybe one set
saying, though, we were all friends,
what's it
we all
called?
talk, and we were
One set a
accountable
night.
because we were friends. Like we weren't like super hard headed.
But I'm telling you, there was 2 different games going on at the same time.
Ban things selfishly.
Yeah, money 8
Yeah,
tournaments, like
I
Austin
I
said.
gotta go back to coaching, boys. I
Like-
spent too much time
like
here.
me, Clay, and Lamar.
But nowadays, no one's even playing 8s, which is surprising me. Like even at the beginning of the game, you would mainly see chat. It would mainly be like this. Just use it. It was literally like this. All right, beginning of the game, 8's popularity huge. Then it takes a dip in the middle of the year, and then once Championship comes around, boom, it pops up back again. Bro, we're not even getting up to this peak. We're not even getting up to the initial peak where you're actually like learning new routes and shit, or like new things about the game.
It was me, Matt. Who was our
The only GA that doesn't really make sense is the SOG, but I get it though because there's no one going to use it anyway. I mean, that's
Me, oh, Dan.
That's
we
the
were
reason why it
fucking
shouldn't be GA,
hurt,
no?
Bro, where is Dan?
I think the SOG was like,
You guys beat hackers. I
I don't know. It's hard because I said this on the other time I was on stream, but the votes were based on whatever you experienced in your scrims, and if you experienced a map or a match against us, or sorry, a scrim set against us, you didn't really see it. Maybe on 1 or 2 hills, if anything. But if you played against Minnesota, who was running apparently like 3 of them at once, you're seeing the complete different opposite sides. And let's say you get slammed by Minnesota with it. Now that your reaction to it is, okay, it's OP because we were getting slammed by Minnesota using it. But that's, I mean, it's a very reactionary thing at that point. So I don't know. I would have liked for us to have faced against 3 SOGs and been like, okay, this is OP for us to get that experience. But we never, dude, we played against some teams that were using it, and some teams even switched back to Jackal mid scrim against against us. That's why I thought it was very situational with how you were going to use it.
Bro, Dan was cooking too. He was.
Well, if it's
flying.
gone, it's
We were
gone.
cooking
Whatever.
together.
It doesn't really
Whereas
affect
you
us
went
anyway.
Hop on. You want to play, Tony?
I thought it was just going to be more situational
I'm
than the
definitely
Jackal
hungover,
anyway.
dude.
Come on, dude. Stop being a
What were you
fucking
doing
pussy,
last night?
dude.
I
But
accidentally
again, it's
blacked out
based on
last
whatever
night.
you experience in your scrims. That's kind of
Just
like the
actually
issue.
other one.
It'd have to be like
No, never
temporarily
is.
tested.
You accidentally blacked
And the
out.
thing with the temporary tests, again, like I said before, is that teams don't want to waste days of practice, especially when you're leading up to the first matches or the tournament, when they will 100% be playing something else during, or most of the time 100% be playing a different game at that point,
Like you're not
if it
feeling
gets
well
GA'd.
type shit?
No,
Or
I
like-
which
feel awful.
they would like assume it
Bro,
would
but
be.
maybe you just gotta get your blood. Enjoy your.
Do you
game,
agree
bro.
with
Have
Tom's
fun.
statement that games with snipes are more enjoyable than withouts? I do think there's a lot of clips and highlights that can be made with snipers. I don't necessarily think there's a difference personally for me, and whether it's enjoyable or not. I don't think it's going to affect viewership as much as people think. I think that's really overblown.
Got a quick trigger.
But I do agree, yeah, there's not going to be as many like
He said you got me.
clippable moments or whatever, but there's still going to be good hype moments. Like we didn't have snipers last year. There was a lot of good search moments,
Oh,
right? So
man, the world is
I don't
just
think it's the end of the
changing,
world.
bro. It's
I
the
do
damn
think,
phones, bro.
again,
The
it's-
damn
it's-
phones.
I think it's better
Dude,
personally
people
to see how teams
don't have
adapt to it,
a
and
lot of people don't have
the
money
clips
to
are
do
cool and stuff. But I don't think it
interact, they don't
affects
have to
viewership
disagree
much,
or
honestly.
have a combo.
I don't think people are tuning in just because of
Damn
snipers,
phones,
and
man.
I don't think it should have been GA'd yet. I would like to see it develop again, chat.
This shit is fucking.
If we, after like a weekend or two of matches, we see that every time someone's sniping on X map or every time someone's sniping in general, they're just completely, having with it, and it's making good teams lose to other bad teams just because of sniper or something like that. Sure, GA it, but I don't think the initial vote of having it before we get a lot of real reps is the play, personally.